We are here. We are live. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Good morning, everyone. We are here and it is day 10. We have made it to day 10 of our daily movement practice and informed by yoga asana and informed by a gratitude practice. All right. Cheers. I've become accustomed to doing this little cheers of coffee or tea, whatever you might be drinking. As you get comfortable, today we are going to start our movement practice standing up. So we're going to stay standing. As always, do have a blanket, a little layer. It's always good to have a nice little layer. I feel like that blanket is my best friend. You don't even need a yoga mat, but a blanket or at least like a thin little pillow would be perfect. And also, if you've been practicing with us or if you're just kind of tuning in today and gaining all these amazing resources that have been placed together for you here in this community, Hope to Courage, well, I've got this little message for you. Thank you for being here. And note to self, you're doing great. So thank you all for being here. Once again, let's start our movement practice and we will begin standing. All right, let's get ready. Today, we are reminded to hold gratitude for our health and healing. So we're going to start our practice just meeting ourselves. And I think one of the best ways, when you think about rolling out a yoga mat, the first thing we do is step on it. We place our feet upon it and we prepare to greet ourselves. The first pose in the sun salutation practice is mountain pose. It is standing with purpose. So you might close your eyes if you're comfortable. And just feel how your feet press upon the ground. You might even rock if you want to open your eyes for a moment to see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of rocking a little bit. We're going to start to just sort of use this rocking to get a sense of the entire foundation that is our feet. So just kind of rocking a bit. And then maybe even thinking about shifting to a circle. Rocking to the side, shifting weight to one foot, to the heel, to the opposite. And then you notice that you might start lifting your heels. You start to do this little seesaw action. You can even do it the other way. And it's just introducing your feet. If you feel like you'd rather do some heel raises, that's fine. And see what pattern you naturally go with. You can even have your eyes closed for just a little challenge of balance or keep them open. Once we've got a little warmth there, go back to stillness and just feel the foundation of your feet. Feel the front two corners of your feet widening and pressing down. So your pinky toe and your big toe, they want to spread. They want to widen out the toe box of your shoe, right? So widen them out. Think of your heel as your third point. So a triangle around our feet or at the bottom of our feet, and press that triangle. The two front corners, your heel being the third point. Press those 3 points into the ground. Think of letting the crown of your head grow taller and taller and taller. Then we'll start with the breath next. Taking a breath in as you lift the arms. And just let the exhale help your arms release back down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Moving the breath, first thing in the morning, one of the best things you can do. It's like the key to our ignition. Now let's switch the breath. Hold your hands down here. Take a breath in while your arms are down. Exhale now as your arms lift. Inhale to float the arms down. Exhale, let them lift. Switching the breath, inhale. Getting the brain involved, getting our nervous system involved, breath and movement. Good. Let's slow it down. Shrug the shoulders a couple of times. Let the arm just kind of hang now here. Good. Start to move your wrist around, waking things up because we're going to meet the floor very, very soon. So circle them out here. Good. As you're making these fists, can you circle and open the arms to a T? Can you then shine your palms out to the side like you're stopping the wind in both directions? Good. Then curl fingers, make a fist point down. Open them back up. Good. A couple of times, wrist rolls, waking up our hands and forearms. These little joints are going to do a lot today. Beautiful. Turn your palms to face up. Reach your fingers out for one more big breath, big old stretch. Get your heart nice and open. And lift your arms up. You can even lift the heart even more. A slight upward back bend. Good. On the next breath, bend the knees and start to fold over the legs. Enjoy your breath as you arrive. You can start to kind of bounce a little bit here. Maybe you grab opposite elbows. It's a little dance just to start, a little release of tension, especially through the hamstrings, through the lower back. Maybe one more breath. Let's start to roll ourselves back up to stand. And we're going to check back in with our breath one more time. Our breath that moves our healing energy. We have our own healing energy within us. So feel how the breath initiates that flow, that movement within you. In fact, you can take your hands to the sides of your waist so that the breath isn't just going to the front of the belly, but it's moving out to the sides, it's moving to the back, and it's going to move to the belly. But bring your hands to the sides and just breathe out to your hands. And exhale. You can even create a little L shape with your index and thumbs and feel, push out into your hands. I'm finding a horizontal breath right now, so a little more lateral breathing. And just notice how the rib cage expands. Last breath. Let your hands come down. Let's tie our breath back to our movement. Breathing in, perhaps lifting the arms up. And as you exhale, fold over the legs. Start to get nice and low. Let's get to the floor. Bending the knees, getting the knees onto the floor. And we'll move into a tabletop position, using our blanket to be a cushion for our knees. From here, this tabletop, maybe you stretch your hands. That's always nice. We did do a little wake up for the wrists while we were standing. So let's check back on the feet as well. We also did some footwork while we were standing. So let's roll out the ankles here, setting your left foot behind you and just letting your heel drop in, forward, side, and back. It starts to feel like you're smushing the floor. If you're on a yoga mat, you're smushing your yoga mat. Switch sides. Let's get the other foot. Say hello to the opposite heel and ankle. It's really about your ankle mobility for this move, right? So see how your toes, how your whole foot is feeling the floor as you swirl around. What parts of the foot can feel the floor? Beautiful. Good. Nice and easy here. From here, Tucking the toes, let's lift up towards downward facing dog just for a little beat. So we can take a little play here of walking back, maybe feet forward or hands towards your feet. Let's come back to that forward fold. This time we're going to find a half forward fold. So our spine is going to grow long as if we're going to look forward. Our hands are going to stay at the knees and shin bones. Great place to stay for a moment. Instead of it being the ragdoll fold, you're feeling a little bit more stability here, right? Especially if we start to take one hand away and the other one away, as if we were flying, a little airplane mode. Notice the balance, notice the work around your legs here. Take another breath in, and on the exhale, a slow reverse swan dive. Super slow, super nice. Maybe the hands connect over the head, and they come back down to heart center. Release the hands, release the breath. Good. Let's take that flow right back down, breathing in. Half sun salutation. Fold over the legs. Lift and lengthen your heart halfway up. Release your bow. Stay low to the ground, hands to the ground. Step your feet back, downward facing dog. Bring your knees down to the mat, tabletop position. Step your left foot forward for a low lunge. Climbing up. Tucking the tail here. As soon as we arrive to this stance, tuck your tail and let your right leg, the knee or the leg that is on the ground, allow that muscle to engage, all of those muscles to engage. And the foot that is in front of you or the leg that's in front of you, it's just kind of pressing down. It's not doing a whole lot more. Good. It can do more when you glide your foot back and you take a little stretch because your leg is pulling you forward. But you can push your foot and then you come back. You can slide your foot and pull yourself forward and then push with your foot back. So all of this work, see how my hands are not doing anything? Because I want the work to come from my leg. My leg is pulling me. This opposite leg is also responsive. It's still engaged. Good. Let's stay here if you can. The muscular effort brought you here. Sustain it so you can stay, right? Otherwise, you can come back here. If this is a happy place for you, you can stay. Or maybe lift your arms. Create a little back bend, maybe bending the elbows, cactus arms. Good. Slowly fold over. Release the foot here. So as your hands come to the floor again, heel toe the left foot back out of the way and send the right leg forward. Let's find the lunge on the opposite side. First, we start in our nice low lunge where shoulders are stacked over pelvis. Pelvis is stacked over the knee. Here, this leg is the most active. We're going to tuck the tail, squeeze, 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 and engage. This foot now, if we want to make this a little bit more dynamic, drag your heel back and pull yourself forward. Push your foot, pull. Good. Push with your foot, pull with your foot. Push with your foot, pull with your foot, and that pull energy, keep it. Hold that contraction. Hold that engagement. Squeeze your glute here in the back leg as well. Squeeze your thigh. This is a great place to stay. Or lift your arms for a little more of a back bend. Feel free to bend the elbows if you'd like. Open up the chest a little bit more. Gives you a little bit more of a pec stretch here. Beautiful. Slowly release the hands back down. Heel toe that right foot out of the way. Good. Nice and easy. Next, we're going to take the left leg just perpendicular. So not into a lunge, just out to the side. Good. Rock the pelvis here, forward and back. You might observe a couple of little stretches coming from the inner thigh. We're going to take a look at a funky downward facing dog. So let's find a little stillness with shoulders over the wrist. Tuck your right toes, leave your left foot where it is. You might widen your hands a little bit. We're going to do this together. We're going to take a nice breath in. As you exhale, push and lift your back knee off the floor. Your right heel might touch the floor, and you're in a very wide leg, very funky downward facing dog. Now you're going to come forward as if you were going to a plank and drop the right knee down. Bring the left foot back. Take a seat, heels or sits bones, find your heels. Unload the shoulders, unload the hands, and just let your trunk lengthen. Find your breath. Observe the vibrations of heart and breath dancing together. Let's get in touch with our last funky downward dog on the other side. We'll take the right leg out from our tabletop. And first we're going to rock forward and back. Just to adapt the right hip now to this new position. And a couple of little stretches that we might find based on this orientation. All right, now that we feel cozy here with our hips in these funky positions, we're going to go ahead, find a little stillness in tabletop. Tuck your left toes, press into your hands. Let's take a nice breath in. We're already pushing our arms into the ground. You're already initiating that power so that your left knee can start to come off the ground. You're already pushing on the floor, and we can lengthen the legs. Our funky downward dog. Good. Come forward through a little plank. Bring the left knee down. Bring the right foot back. Come back to a kneeling position. Sitting up nice and tall. Let the arms reach up. And just hook your thumbs. So we're taking a little hook. Taking a side bend. Over to the left, and over to the right. Meet back at center. Open up the heart. So you're going to do your cactus shape again. Round your spine. Bring your hands towards your knees. Tuck your chin. Stay tucked for your last cat pose here. And as you roll your spine, as you start to stack the head over the shoulder girdle again, your eyes might still be closed, but we're going to remain in this sense of stillness. You just experience yourself and your breath here. I invite you to place one hand over your heart and the other hand over your belly. It may be that both hands are over your heart, right? It's finding a place where you can feel the feedback of your beating heart and the feedback of your moving breath upon your hands. In Sanskrit, the word prana is what we use when we talk about breath. When we talk about breath exercises in yoga, you may have heard the word pranayama. Prana mostly translates to life force. And so as your breath moves, feel the life force moving within you. This life force that you have ignited energy for this morning, all on your own. Your breath, your power, your healing source. I invite you to place gratitude into your heart and mind, perhaps holding gratitude today for our health, our healing, and anything else that may connect with you. Let's seal our practice by bringing our hands together at heart center in Anjali Mudra, Prayer Mudra. 3 breaths, breathing in through the nose, and full breath out. Breath in through the nose, and full breath out. Final breath. And as you exhale, perhaps bow to your space and practice. And you recognize the power in your breath and recognize the power of your gratitude. It is with you wherever you are. And I thank you all for sharing your space, your energy with me on this lovely morning of day 10 of our 21 Days of Gratitude initiative. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Be well. You're doing great.